Hey guys, welcome to the Cash Flow Talk. Today we're going to talk about the 4 steps, how we got our first rental property and how. Hey guys, welcome again to the Cash Flow Talk. In a previous video we talked about our first rental property, how we got it. We didn't have any money, we had to use other people's money, we had to get creative, and we talked about a system that we made without knowing, and we said after we did the first rental properties, we said, okay, how can we do it over and over again? Today we enjoy rental properties, multiple rental properties, and we did everything with the same process, the same system. So why don't we talk about the first one? What is the first step?
The first step is buying one that it's something you can fix. It's a fixer-upper and you can buy it cash. That is key. Even if you know you don't have the cash in your bank, there's many ways, and we'll go over them in a little bit, to finance it. But make sure it's a fixer-upper, that it's an ugly property that nobody wants, so that you can get the best deal out there. You have a lot of negotiation power, and you're able to get the best deal, and you can get the best return on it in cash flow terms.
Yes. Why do we say fixer upper? Because when properties are nicely renovated, most likely they're gonna sell for after repair value. They're gonna sell for market value. When you buy a fixer upper, we have a lot more leverage, and you can buy it at discount, but most likely you're gonna need cash. Banks are not gonna lend on these properties because they're not in habitable condition. And banks only lend in properties that somebody's gonna live in. So here's where it comes, step number 2, which is repair it. You can buy the property using a hard money lender or a private lender or even a money partner. But step number 2 would be repair it, fix it up. And for you to fix it up, to have it in good living conditions, you're going to need cash. Because most likely, if you're gonna demo the kitchen or the bathroom or the floors or the windows, you need to replace it, and you're not gonna be able to finance windows or something like that at Home Depot unless you use like credit cards or creative financing. But most likely you're going to need that cash to do the repairs. That's where the investor or the hard money lender comes in, and that would be step number 2, repair it, fix it up, make sure it's nice and neat, make sure it passes all inspections, make sure that if you're buying a property for Section 8 purposes. In other videos we talk about what is Section 8 and what they do, but if you're buying it for Section 8 purposes, that means it's a lower end property, which is my recommendation, our recommendation. Make sure it passed all inspections and make sure it's nice and neat. All right,
that
step
it's attractive to a family to come in and want to live in it.
Absolutely.
Step number 3, rent it, right? So make sure that it's a property that you can rent easily. And what do I mean by that? It means that it has nice curb appeal. It means that it's a property that we like properties that are at least 3 bedrooms, but it depends on your market, what is the best option for you. Why do we like 3-bedroom properties? Because those are usually families that are already established. These are families that already have either 2 or 3 kids, and they're not planning on having any more. So they will have the better odds of staying in the property for a longer period of time. If you buy a property that is a 2-bedroom or 1-bedroom, even a studio, which could be an option later on if you have buildings, but if you're just buying single family homes, if you buy those small ones, then you might have a couple that it's just married, or you might have roommates, or you might have people that their lives are still changing, and so they'll vacate the property more often. So make sure you rent it, and when you rent it, that you're looking for a property that it's easy to rent, that you find the correct number of bedrooms and bathrooms, that you find one that has curb appeal, that looks like a nice house that a family would like to live in it.
Yes, and make sure you use a professional agent, or unless you become a professional in your market, in your area, so that you can rent it for the most amount of money that you can. Because the better the property's rented at, the better. Because that's number 4. Step number 4 is then you're going to refinance. Now remember when I talked about buying a property cash a few minutes ago, when you buy a property cash, banks are not going to lend on properties that are not in habitable condition. But because now it's rented, is now beautiful, it passed all inspections, banks are more than willing to let you refinance on a property. And when you refinance on a property, you're going to need good credit. Now, here's the key. You're not going to need the down payment because you already own the equity of the property. So they're going to take the after repair value and they're going to rent you 80% or 70% or sometimes even 90%. Talk to a mortgage broker. I'm not one, but I'm telling you based on our experience, they're going to lend you a percentage of the after repair value. And sometimes that percentage, by you fixing up and buying low and fixing up, now the market is at some point where your cost is here, the market is here, and you may be able to refinance even more amount of the money that you put in the purchase price and the repairs. So you may be able to actually cash out with money or get money out of the deal.
Exactly.
Now, you can do that 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Then after that, you just get the ball rolling because it's the same system over and over again.
Over and over and over and over again.
Exactly. So anything else you wanted to add?
It's just a marvelous process that you can do. It's very easy. And if we did it, you can do it as well. We had no money or no significant money to buy a property, but we still were able to creatively finance it and pick a great deal, which is also available to you.
Yes, guys, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like, share, comment in our feed here. And I'm sure you guys know we have a book that we wrote, Cashflowpreneur, and we talk about these first rental property. We talk about the first rehab property. We talk about the biggest lessons that we learned and the biggest challenges that we've had. So make sure you grab a copy. Also, we're gonna put a link down here below, Cashflowpreneur. You can get it on Amazon. And see you guys next time.
See you guys.